And welcome to a very special User Words podcast. In this one, I will not be joined by either Aaron or Josh. This is something that when I was editing the previous episode about why I left Google, titled "Is Paul Petty for Leaving Google?" I realized I said I would give some information about how I found alternative sources to Google, and then we just never hit there. To be frank and honest, the reason for that is that when we did the original recording, we were at 2.5 hours with various breaks and various other things. And by that point in time, we had just lost track of it. So 2.5 hours, we lost track that, we were supposed to come back and talk about, hey, what are some things you can do to get away from Google? So I want to put out a bonus episode on that, and hopefully not make it too long, but at the same time, make it also informative for you as well. So here are some things that I've found for alternatives to Google. The first and foremost, if you want an alternative to Gmail, the email suite provided by Google, you can go and either get a free Outlook.com address. This replaces Microsoft's old Hotmail.com email system. So Outlook.com, or you can go and get, I can't believe I'm even advising this, Yahoo.com. Now, beyond those two, often what happens is a lot of times, especially if you have someone like a Spectrum internet provider, they may provide email service for you as well. It may come with an additional fee or it may be free. So check with your internet service provider if they offer free or paid email as well. There are also specialty email accounts out there as well. I know like you could get like a StarTrek.com email address and stuff like that, vanity email, depending on what you want in there. But those are some alternatives right there. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, maybe you're a little bit more on the techie side of things, like I am. Well, you can go and get something called Office 365. Office 365, it costs me $20 a month or so. But beyond email, I get a full calendaring suite. I get SharePoint. I get Office 365, which includes like Word, PowerPoint, those applications. I also get, since I upgraded to the Microsoft 365 version, Pro license for Windows 10. So it's not just running Windows Home. I'm able to run Windows Pro as well. So that's something to take in mind as well. Now, that one you need to be a little more technically involved in. It's a little more costly. I do that primarily because I test in my own personal 365 environment before trying to make any sort of ideas or changes to the production environment at work. This is something for me to vet out an idea that I have and say, hey, does this actually make sense or not? And it does get pricey because it is a per user cost. So just for me, $26 a month, it's not bad. However, if I was trying to do that for family, having to pay that much money per person, that would start getting ridiculous. And I have to say, no, I can't do that money. At that point, I'd have to go back to a free service like Outlook.com or something like that, which for the most part is just fine. Now, if you need something like a calendaring solution that, again, Outlook.com or Office 365, most any email service will give you access to a calendaring solution as well. There's also other services out there like Zoho, which will offer free and paid services as well that a lot of people have checked into. Now, if you're an Apple user, you're kind of in luck because you get the iCloud suite as part of your Apple account, as part of having an iPhone. And by default, that comes with mail and it comes with calendar and online contacts. So you have stuff there already that you don't have to worry about too much. It's already kind of built into your phone. It's already built into your account, your Apple account. So you're not having to do other things. Now, obviously, if you're stuck with Android still, well, you still have Google. And that's the service I'm trying to get away from. So not that I'm going to stick with there. Now, if you want stuff like photo sharing, again, you have stuff like Adobe. You also have stuff like Apple. And you, like personally, what I do is I pay 99 cents to upgrade to the 50 gigabyte plan from Apple for additional storage for photos and documents and that online. Now, I will be the first to admit Google Photos, free unlimited storage of high quality photos is excellent. You're not going to find that anywhere else. But again, the reason that you are able to get this stuff for free is because you are the product. You are how Google makes money off of these things. And so you got to make that decision. Are you going to stay with them or are you going to move? Make that call. If you're a YouTube user, I'm sorry, there's really not an alternative. People will go, well, what about BitChute? Yeah, there's BitChute, but you're not going to have the number of users over there posting videos as you do on YouTube. If you use Google Play Music, you have Apple Music. And what I find funny is that Verizon Wireless, if you get their unlimited data plan, includes Apple Music for free in the plan. So, that's, 10, 15 bucks a month. You also have stuff like Spotify, Tidal, Pandora. So you do have alternatives to Google Play Music if you are using Google Play Music currently. If you're using the Chrome browser, you have alternatives in there as well that don't even use the Chrome engine, such as Firefox. Now, that being said, the new Microsoft Edge browser does use the Chrome engine as well as Google Chrome, obviously. Opera is also switching over to the Google Chrome engine as well. So if you're trying to cut Google out of your life completely, that might be hard from a browser perspective, especially if work mandates that you must use the Chrome engine through either the Chrome browser or one of the products that is based off of that. But Firefox is definitely one that you can take a look at. Do not go to IE. If you're using Internet Explorer, do the world and yourself a favor and stop. It's not worth it. It's completely incompatible with things. Just no. Just stop. If you're using Google Drive to store files, you can use things like OneDrive from Microsoft again. You can use Dropbox. Those are probably your two best choices for that. And with OneDrive from Microsoft and as well as Dropbox, there are free tiers, so you can get a decent amount of storage online for free without having to drop a dime. It's the same way that Google was free as well. And you can easily move your data across, just install the necessary apps on your computer, take your files from your Google Drive folder, copy them into the new application folder, and let it sync. It might take a day or two, depending on how much data you have, but it works. Now, what if you have something like a Google Chrome device, such as a Chromecast, or you have a Chromebook? Well, Chromebook you can replace with something like an iPad. Again, that's Apple's kind of version and competitor to the Chromebook there. Especially you go towards like the iPad Pros and that give you a little more capability with the split screening and the ability to use the pencil. That's closer in line with what you can get with the Chromebook, and you can use them both just as easily to browse the web. And obviously, if you're using a Mac, you have the alternative of the Safari browser. Safari browser is no longer available on Windows, so unfortunately, that's the case. Now, other things you can also do is instead of Chromecast, you can use Miracast. Miracast is an open standard which is used by Microsoft, Apple, and a bunch of other places to be able to mirror your iPhone, your iPad, your computer to a screen as well. Just similar like you would do with a Chromecast. It's just called Miracast. So those are some things that you can do to switch off of the Google platform onto other platforms from companies that, aren't as objectionable. For this and more, check us out on uywords.com as we talk about other topics coming up here.